So Joe, welcome to Chris. Today we're going to give you an update on the NBA and China situation and what it has to do with LeBron. We're going to talk about Gina Rodriguez and the N-word. And lastly, we're going to talk about what DaBaby did with a fan this weekend. So in my last video, I talked about NBA and China issue when Daryl Morey tweeted support for Hong Kong protesters, and there was a lot of backlash from that because the NBA and China, they have huge relationships, like $4 billion are on the line with that. So there was a lot of backlash, and people that are typically progressive and speak out on things didn't, like Steve Kerr and Greg Popovich. So the time came when they were going to ask LeBron, he's the #1 player in the NBA, the most recognizable player. So he weighed in and he had this to say.
I just think that when you're misinformed or you're not educated about something, and I'm just talking about, the tweet itself, you never know the ramifications that can happen. We all seen what that did. Not only did for our league, but for all of us in America, for people in China as well. And sometimes you have to think through things that you say that may cause harm not only for yourself but for the majority of people.
Keep in mind, before I continue, ESPN reported that in a players only meeting, it was decided that it was best for LeBron to address this so every other player didn't have to address this. So in a sense, he was playing hero for the NBA, but in the grand scheme, in the light of the people, he's looking very hypocritical and he's under a lot of attack. After being interviewed, James went to his Twitter to tweet out that he wasn't talking about whether he was supporting the protesters or not. He was basically claiming Daryl Morey was ignorant on the situation. He doesn't side one way or another. He was just saying Daryl Morey himself was ignorant on the situation. Let it be known, LeBron was in a lose-lose situation. If he spoke up, he's going to lose potential investors. He has Space Jam 2 happening in 2021. He has a lifetime shoe deal with Nike, and we know China's prevalent with shoe sales. So if he did speak out, he loses that. If he didn't speak out, people are going to call out for him because he's spoken up on other things. So for me, if I was LeBron, I would have been silent on the matter. Sometimes silence is your best friend, not speaking out. Either way, this isn't really a good look for LeBron. In the eyes of some, he looks hypocritical. In the eyes of others, he's just very selfish and only cares about money. Me personally, I don't blame him. There's a lot of money on the line for him on that. But as I said, LeBron, sometimes being silent is your best friend. And in the eyes of the social justice, LeBron's always been a public figure. He's spoken up for the opposed. So now they have started to sever their ties away from LeBron. And all of this for what? Because he had to be the player to be the sacrificial lamb so the NBA can get back to just talking basketball. Yeah, I understand that, and that's very important because playing basketball and just talking sports and not political things on a daily basis, that is draining on you and as a player. But why did it have to be you, LeBron? Why could you just not taken a stance? You would have been cool in the public image. You've already been hated before for the decision. Obviously, people shouldn't have hated you that long. They act like you killed someone or something and weren't that bad. But when you're under as much scrutiny as LeBron, you gotta be calculated with your moves. And I don't feel like this was a very calculated move of LeBron. If it was a very calculated move of LeBron, he wouldn't have to tweet afterwards to cover his ass. So LeBron, I hope you learn from this and maybe in the future you'll stay silent. So let me know in the comment section, what do you think LeBron should have did in this situation? Should he have spoken up for Hong Kong? Should he have did what he did today? Or should he have just stayed quiet like how I'm saying? I'd love to hear. Gina Rodriguez from Jane the Virgin and Big Mouth made headlines last week. Not for her acting, let me show you what she did.
Voodoo, I could do what you do, believe me. Niggas give me heebie-jeebies.
As we all know, Gina Rodriguez is not black. There's been a lot of divide and disconnect when it's come to this. I've seen a lot of white and Hispanic people try and denounce the situation, say it's not a big deal. And I've seen a lot of black people that are offended and upset about it. And my thing is, but that's the thing that the white and Hispanics don't understand. You can't police a word that's not yours. You can't tell us that we can't tell you that you can't say nigga because that's our word. We brought meaning to that. We brought that it was okay to be acceptable. We use it to say what's up to our brothers. We just say it as a normal thing. That's our word. You can't take that word and try and make it so you can say it, so it's acceptable for you to say it in a song or you to say it publicly, because it's not. And you're gonna say it to the wrong person or in the wrong crowd, and that person might put hands on you, or that person might do something to you that you don't want to do. So you're better off just not saying that word. And the other thing, people are like, oh, it's so hard not to say it when you're following along in the song. When you grew up with your parents and there was in a song and there was a cuss word, when you were singing along in the song, did you sing the cuss word? If you did, you're a very bold person and respect to you. But for most of us, we paused or said a different word in replacement for that. Why is that so hard for you to do when a nigga is in a song? I just don't understand. To you, it may not be a big deal, but for us, it's a big deal. Please stop saying the word if you're not black. And back to the Gina Rodriguez situation. Another thing that really upset me about her is she gave a half-assed apology.
I am sorry. I am sorry if I offended anyone by singing along to the Fugees, to a song I love, that I grew up on. I love Lauryn Hill, and I really am sorry if I offended you.
So to me, she's not really sorry for saying nigga. She's sorry that she said it over a camera that was on Instagram. We know she's saying it when she's at home or around her people, and that's an issue. Just don't say the word. And after this video, if you're still confused on who can say nigga, I actually have a chart for you that you can look at right here.
Yeah. Hey. Shit don't last. Yeah.
Alright, so DaBaby was in the news over the weekend, and usually I've had previous videos where fans were in altercations with him, but this time DaBaby's in the news for something really good. He had a fan who was homeless. She was living in her 1999 Nissan, but she was starting up her business of selling caps. DaBaby gave her a shout out on Instagram, so the business started booming. She actually was waiting in the mall hoping to see DaBaby. She was able to see him, and then this video transpired.
Got a longer one?
Yeah, what size? 4, he'll be 36.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. I just went to present my hair suit and stuff, it took a lot of me to come here.
You tagged me on Instagram earlier, right? Quick. Y'all got me a bigger size in this?
Yeah, he's grabbing it. I mean, she's grabbing it.
Put it away, don't even let nobody see that you got me. Don't worry about it. You keep these two, so I'm with somebody else. You want me to take a picture holding them for you? Huh? Let me take a picture holding them. We can do that. You gotta, he ain't gonna let you see that phone, is he?
No.
Yeah, I know my baby gonna give me the phone. Yeah, take one for us.
This one?
And then get a,
Try to trade. Take a picture.
we can just take the picture and try to send it to her. He ain't letting that YouTube go. They don't do that.
Yo, I'm so fucked up. Like, this my son was single mom, bro. Thank you
Nah, it's
so
all
much.
good. Go get you a big dog room. You know y'all keep getting right. You ready?
Let me not look ugly.
You ready?
As you can see, DaBaby really cares about his fans and he's genuine about it. I like that and appreciate that. Because don't get me wrong, I'm not one of these people that try and tell every rapper, you need to spend your money on the community, you need to do good. At the end of the day, they made the money, so it's up to them to make their decision, but I want to go out and congratulate the ones that do help their fans or do give back, and especially DaBaby. He's new and up and coming. He hasn't made as much millions as Jay-Z or Kanye and all the others on the top, but he's still going out of his way to help his fans, so I really appreciate that. And the people that always say, oh, a good deed isn't really a good deed if you have to film it, but for me, him filming that, it might inspire someone else to want to go do good. So filming good to me is a good thing because it spreads this positivity and to help each other out. And I hope more of this stuff happens. Alright, so that's mainly what I wanted to talk about this week. The NBA and China issue was still ongoing. It was pretty prevalent. The Gina Rodriguez topic caught a lot of airwaves. A lot of people are airing themselves, whether they were for no one else but black people saying nigga, or the other people trying to say it's acceptable for anyone to say nigga. Also, if you enjoyed this shirt, we show it out. This is from my friend's clothing line. You can go ahead and check it out. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. If If you're really into anime and stuff like that, he has a lot of shirts. Check it out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share this video with your friends if you enjoyed it. This Chris, I'm out this motherfucker.